think it's funny to say I'm expecting, because I think it's already in. Right? So I think we're already in a revolution. I think the speed of change just increases. I think you only have to look at the way that the things that everybody's using, so things like Siri, Alexa, right? The explosion of those, the devices that are in everybody's home. I just looked on my Wi-Fi at home and I've got something like 30 odd devices connected. So I think the revolution's already happening. So I don't think it's about what's expected, it's about how do we manage that, how do we keep up with that. And I think in the consumer world it's moving very quickly, and I think many of us that work in organisations or corporate organisations that have historically struggled to adapt quickly will find ourselves struggling even further, because I think the pace of change is just increasing. I think will it be rapid or slow? I think it's going to be rapid, but I think it's going to be very targeted. So I think you'll see AI more in augmented sense, really, and supporting functions rather than it being iRobot or something like that very quickly. So I think you'll see it, and actually a lot of people won't even realise it. So if you think of your sat nav, to some degree, is a sat nav AI? Not really, actually. It's automation. But is Waze AI? Yes, it is. So if people are using Waze now, and it's thinking about how do I get you around traffic, and we're using that already. So I think it'll be in subtle ways that we'll see it, and it's hard now to find a car that hasn't got that in, or somebody that doesn't use Waze or hasn't used Siri.
I think it will be a slow transition. Clearly, if I think about HP's position, we're investing in a number of areas. To give you some examples, in printing, so voice-activated printing. From a healthcare perspective, on the computing side, the ability to use AI to recognise cancer cells. And then if I looked at retail as another example, the ability to recognise products that are so cashless registers, if you like, the ability to recognise items that are in someone's basket and tote those up correctly. One of the examples that I was given, or one of the challenges UK supermarkets have today, is that apparently we've sold £50 million worth of more carrots than we should have done, because people have taken avocados and put them on and counted them as carrots. So it's things like that that will drive change, but I don't see it as rapid. It will be something that will happen over a longer period of time.
I'd go for the revolution. I think it has to happen quickly. In our industry, we have a lot of manual operations, so we're looking for absolutely as fast as we possibly can.
I know there's a lot of talk in the current press about it being a revolution, but I think what we'll see is an evolution, personally. I think at the moment AI is just the new thing in technology. It's the buzzword that everybody's moving towards. I personally do believe it will have a huge impact on business, but I think it'll be more of an evolution. What I suspect is, at the moment, it's very much will be viewed as an isolated change or product, but over the near time it will just become kind of the hygiene factor. Everything will have AI embedded into it, whether it's a collaboration platform, a communications platform. Everything will have some form of AI embedded in, and it won't be seen as this sort of separate thing that you need to do. It will become the de facto, and I think we're already beginning to see that. I think the pace of change will happen in certain industries and sectors far faster than others. I think some will struggle to come to terms with how to use AI and where to really leverage it. My personal belief is it comes from business insight. I think that will be probably the first thing that will be, certainly in my sector, where it will be probably impacting. Where it will be able to make or recommend suggested ideas, implement kind of processes, take actions where something perhaps is viewed as critical and an immediate action is required. So those type of things, I think AI will start to play a really pivotal role. But as I said, I think the pace of change will be very much dictated by which sector and which business segment is being implemented within.